Kachuk keeping it alive. Carlo can't grab it. It comes to Verhaeghe. Turns, shoots, scores! Carter Verhaeghe! And the Panthers have eliminated the Boston Bruins!
This right here was supposed to be the downfall of the Boston Bruins. One last dance for the core group, and then it'd be time for some hard change. An epic choke in the first round, a new captain, and the loss of one of the best 1-2 punches up the middle of the last decade meant that there was a lot of concern about this team heading into the 23-24 season. Now, some people even had them missing the playoffs entirely, and with us being a little bit over a month into the season, somehow this team has found a way to be one of the best teams in the NHL yet again. Nobody expected this, and if they did, they are far more skeptical this time around than in years past. The Boston Bruins are the first place team in the NHL, and that's pretty impressive considering who they lost in the offseason. I mean, just name them. Taylor Hall, Tyler Bertuzzi, all departed, and of course, Patrice Bergeron and David Krejci were lost due to retirement. Despite all that turnover, Coach Jim Montgomery has once again got this team humming. A lot of the systems and structure of the Bruins is extremely similar to what worked for them last year. Most of the players in this system are familiar with it, and now they just have bigger roles due to the change in personnel. When Jim Montgomery came in as coach to replace Bruce Cassidy, the first thing he wanted to do was introduce more creativity and movement on the blue line when Boston had the puck. In doing so, Boston flourished under this system. They use a mix of a 2-3 offensive zone pressure and a complete motion offense to create havoc for other teams. Now, a 2-3 offensive system is when a team has two forwards low in the zone and a third forward swings high to create extra space. Watch here how the Bruins win a board battle down low, swing it high to the point, and the F3 swings high with them to present himself as an option. The Bruins go D to D, Carlo finds F3 who is DeBrusk as the high man, and then instantly attacks downhill. This is the benefit of the system because now the attacker has options. DeBrusk can either lay a soft pass to find Carlo on the give and go, or he can funnel it to the net knowing he's got two forwards down low looking to pick up the garbage. A quick forehand release by DeBrusk, and it's the rookie who picks up the garbage and bangs home the rebound. Because Montgomery wants his team to have more movement with the puck in the offensive zone, all 5 Boston players have the autonomy to switch and motion off of each other to create misreads for the defense. Watch here as the Bruins D makes a pass to the forward swinging high and then has the green light to jump in and activate in the zone. Him and the puck carrier motion, and then McAvoy jumps up to begin attacking downhill. Courtois, who's the puck carrier, finds McAvoy streaking, and now all of a sudden the Bruins have all sorts of traffic with 3 guys in front of the net, including the defenseman who initiated the play. One of the forwards finds the rebound and you have yourself another goal. When the defenders get the green light to do this, it gives them extremely good looks that most teams don't get when 5-on-5. Here, the D reads that he can activate, Toronto gets caught puck watching, and with one pass, Boston finds themselves in a 1-3-1 umbrella format that teams normally use on the man advantage. A simple activation has now created a familiar look with all kinds of options. The puck carrier can either do a jam play down low, shoot with a screen in front, have a cross seam pass, or even try a quick high tip. Boston's motion in the offensive zone gives them fantastic looks all over the offensive ice. Then, of course, you have your game breakers. The Marchands, Pasternaks, McAvoys, all of these players play the system, but they have the skill and creativity to improvise and make special plays. But what has always made this Boston core so special is that their best players are the most efficient forecheckers on the team. For years, the perfection line of Pastrnak, Marchand, and Bergeron destroyed teams with their flawless execution of the forecheck. Bergeron was a huge contributor due to his superb hockey IQ, but the Bruins' forecheck is still a well-oiled machine. In a standard 1-2-2, F1 pressures the retrieval, F2 seals the wall, and F3 comes in for support. Here it creates a turnover and a grade A chance for the Bruins. But that is just one side of the game. Where Boston truly thrives, especially this year, is defensively and in net. They are first in goals against and have the #1 ranked PK in the league. They aren't married to one defensive structure like other teams, but rather they prefer to usually audible based on how the offensive team is attacking with the puck. Usually Boston will play a zone coverage, and when it's down low, they typically have all 5 men tight and just clog the front of the net to really avoid any of those cheeky cross-crease tap-ins. But against teams that use a 2-3 like them in the offensive zone, they will usually shift to a man coverage to try and reduce the amount of space that teams have up high. Man-to-man coverage is best for that system, but if there's one slight miscommunication, it can lead to a complete breakdown. Of course, if there is a breakdown, one of their 2 stud goalies have been there again this season to bail them out. The team has a combined .935 save percentage, and that is just absurd. To have a goalie that you know is going to bail you out when you make a mistake, it instills a level of confidence in your team that just can't be understated. I mean, just ask the Oilers. As for their number 1 penalty kill, they drive power plays nuts. Boston usually has 1 forward and 1 D, pressure instantly once the power play enters the zone, making it extremely difficult for guys to set up. Boston wants to force you to make 2 passes to get it to the other side of the ice, and with the pressure that they put on the puck carrier on zone entries, that makes it extremely difficult. When teams have the man advantage against Boston, they simply don't score because usually they just can't get set up. Now you combine all of this and you have a deadly offensive team with an even better defensive and goaltending group to back it up. Somehow, this team is the best team in the NHL despite losing their top 2 centers of the last decade. Yet, if you ask any fans, no one really cares or believes it because of what we saw Boston do last year in the first round. This team was doing the same thing last season, and it ended up all falling apart at a time when it mattered the most. Everyone expected the Bruins to take a step back this season. Even if you didn't have them regressing, nobody expected them to be this good. And even with all those changes in personnel, right now, they stand as the team to beat in the NHL for the 2nd year in a row.